Good morning. I am up in the rocks today. Beautiful morning out. Tons of mushrooms everywhere. It's been raining a little bit for the last couple of days, little downpours here and there. So this is the spot where I first turn off kind of our back road pathway. And it's where I start kind of walking up. I'm going to try to be a little slower today and not move my camera as fast. As I go back and rewatch my videos, I'm like, oh, this kind of almost makes my stomach upset. So I apologize because I'm not a professional and I've never really done this before as far as like making videos and posting, and I'm low-key awkward anyway, so this is one of those things it's not natural. By any means necessary. So walking up, we've got some little rock spaces, have an opening in the middle there, kind of rounded off there, and one to the right that is not so. So this is just kind of looks naturally broken, tree in the middle. Does have some weird shaped pieces kind of over to the left there, but it's close enough to the road where it could be anything. There's a little spot down where my granddad drug. So the farm was built in 1875. My grandparents did not purchase this until 1942. So when they first moved out here, there was tons and tons of trash from the previous owners that got kind of pulled up here and trashed on one of the outer sections. So you'll see a lot of glass and a lot of metal, rusty metal, and this, that, and the other. I know some people, that's their thing too. So, if you're really into digging around in places that look like this, for old stuff, please reach out. I'm not in the business of kind of letting anybody up here, but if I could find people of like-minded nature that are trustworthy and enjoy life and the outdoors, then I'm always welcome for that. So I'm gonna pause it right here. Like I said, I got up to this main little section. I've shown this a couple times before. Context is everything. Oh, there I go, moving fast again. I apologize. So moving slow, trying to be steady. Okay. We do have right in there, when I get on the other side and look down, it's not so overgrown. You can really see a nice little cavity that kind of goes underneath these rocks. We've got little spaces and cutouts for caves all over the place up here. These rocks are placed here covering up holes. So these rocks have been on their side. And if you feel it, there's my cat right there. Best cat in the world. She loves to go hiking with me. She's probably gonna get snake bit one day, but she explores everything around me. But you can feel the cold air coming up from these holes. So, and like there's a natural one right there, just kind of right in the rocks, and they're just little bits and pieces everywhere. But you can tell that certain rocks were placed over some of these darker or deeper, not darker, well, they're darker too, but some of these deeper holes out here. So this is just this little section. This rock right here was actually standing up, and it's one of those things. When I very first started coming out here, I kind of pushed it over to see what was underneath it, and I'm so sorry. I didn't know, I know so much more now than I used to, and I really there's some things that I will pick the leaves off of and try to get down, kind of to the bottom layer, but there's a lot of the things that I leave alone in the hopes that one day I can, have some people up here that are actually unearthing, excavating. I'm ignorant to the terms, so y'all know what I mean. All right, so like I said, I'm going to pause this one, and I will, once I get over these rockiness and, I'm not going to take you guys with me on the walk up there. So pause it here. All right, so I am up at the spot that I've been clearing out at and sharing some stuff with. Got Kitty Girl joining us today. She followed me all the way up here. She doesn't like for me to go out walking by myself, so. But I got a lot more cleared out this morning, and I was really excited to do that. So this is that area. We have our little bowl-shaped rock kind of right here. We have our little rock ring down here, and then, the kind of other rocks that go down below that. But when we're back here behind it, you can't kind of tell because there's a lot of debris and stuff in the way. But underneath here, it's just all these little rocks. There's the yellow jackets. So I must be disrupting them a little bit down there. Let me stop this. So in doing some clearing this morning, I've kind of opened myself up to a new little section over here, which is kind of cool. Again, it's forever coming up here when I can to, take clippers and snip out little places and this, that, and the other, which I did a lot of today. It's a beautiful morning, it's starting to get hot now. I don't even think it's 8 o'clock. But like I said, I've opened myself up to some new little spots. She's keeping me entertained this morning. She was playing around and jumping on everything and stirring up the yellow jackets and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I've never really stood over here and looked around, and there's just so much more. There's a really kind of tall rock back there. God, I don't know if y'all can really see that section back there. I gotta get back there and look at that. It's just so hard. It almost looks, it's like a maze of rocks up here, and especially in spots where I don't normally go. I'm gonna have to really get up here and clip. Got tons of like Indian grapevine that grows through here. I mean, it is fat and thick and has been growing for a long, long time. Be careful, kitty girl. Another little spot right there that looks, I wonder if it's got a little spot that looks down to a cave area. I can't really tell. We got a lot of little sections over there that, see, I'm good at being zoomed in, aren't I? But you got you got some stacked rock on one side being held up, and then some spots on another. I mean, this easily could have had something draped over the top, hiding areas. I really don't know, so I just hypothesis. It's just my hypothesis on everything, like what if, what is, like let me ask the question first. And then, all of the pictures and everything it's my evidence, It's the teacher in me. I can't help it. What do they call it? Empirical data. This is my empirical data. It's all the video and the pictures and I just apologize for my lack of tech savvy. My husband got me a little tripod, and here I am not using it. I'm walking around holding the tripod like it's like a little tiny bendy thing. That rock right there that I'm looking at is another one that is interesting placement, and it's flat on the front. See, y'all, one of these days I'm gonna make a noise and there's gonna be a snake. So like, oh goodness gracious. So yeah, you can kind of, let's get through there. You can kind of tell in the front of that it is it's a nice flat rock that's been stood up. Kind of looks like it's got some little sculpting marks on the front. Don't judge me when I talk about things, because I'm a culinary teacher, So we can talk about mushrooms and food and foraging all day long, but when it comes to geology and rocks and architecture, archaeology, it's not my forte, but I'm learning and I'm trying, and I'm watching a bazillion videos and reading books and all that kind of good stuff that I'm sure a lot of you guys do too, that don't actually get to sit in a class and learn and have a degree in it. So as always, I'm gonna keep on going. I'm gonna keep on clearing. I'm actually walking down to right here. It's just so hard to gain context in these videos. If you were here and you could just do a 360, you'd be, you kind of get it a little bit more. And maybe I'll do that very quickly. So the cat is sitting pretty much directly on top of where that little bowl feature is, and kind of go down to the little rock ring that I've been showing you guys. I've been cleaning out this area. I had all that tree and all the briars and everything, which unfortunately got just tossed to the left. Behind here is the section where all the little rocks have been stacked up. But again, and it's grown up, so it's hard to say, it's hard to tell. But I'm just gonna do a little 360. I'm learning how to move slower, but you can't tell anything anyway. This is the little rock section that I kind of opened up and could walk over and see some more. So I'm gonna do my best through the fall and winter months to work on this, well, left and right side, and cave, and bluffs. There's only so much I can do by myself, and thankfully my son and my dad and my husband do come up and help me. However, this just isn't their passion, and they're farmers. We own a lot of land. Like, my husband's always bush hogging and having to cut grass, and I'm sure some of you guys are totally, like, y'all understand completely. Like, he's busy. He has a full-time job as well, so I try not to ask him for too much, because he's always busy. And, he's doing stuff for us as a family as well. My dad's older, and he will get up here and clear out and do all kind of stuff. And, but again, it just, I always feel guilty asking for that kind of help from them, because I know they have so much to do. So walk down just a few steps. This is the area that I got to clean out today. This is the area that we've been looking at. The little kind of bowled out feature right there. Looking down to a little bit of what I would think would be a fire ring, but it's a rock ring, so I would think fire, right? Down below it is that kind of circled out area. You can see as I look down that this rock is sitting on top of these. It has been, and it has several rocks that have kind of helped it stay in place. Right back there, it kind of continues on with a couple other different rocks that have been placed in. Looking around, I come down here, got a little opening kind of feature. Looking up, get a little notch in that middle rock, and then again, you have a bit of a more bold type feature down there. I'm not going to go back down there because I've started up yellow jackets again. So I'm trying to be a little bit more cautious. I'm going to kind of back away so y'all can kind of see. Oops, got my bag. So you can kind of see what I'm looking at. Kitty girl is up there on top of it, and she got her feet in the bowl, walking down to the little fire ring or the rock ring. And then we have that little notch and another little bowl feature down that way. So this particular spot is just really unique, but as I clean out every spot, again, they're all very unique. So I even just covered up behind me another spot that I felt like was a really unique spot too. Again, I'll keep on going, keep on recording, and keep on clearing out these little pieces. I did an extensive polycam picturing of this that I've cleaned out, so hopefully I can get that rendered down and get a 3D image. I've been putting together like a little slideshow that I'm going to sit down tomorrow. Got my husband and kid going down to the beach for a few days before school starts back for him. My school's already been back, but so I'll have some quiet time in the house. I'm walking down. I'm making my way back down to a little flat spot I was looking at. But if you can just tell, this area, I mean, I could move 20 feet and it would be another situation. I could move 10 feet and it would be another little cutout with some little rounded features and more stacked rocks. And I mean, whatever I'm dealing with, or if I'm dealing with a lot of different, natural stuff that water, and I know that there are a lot of things that, we had a lot of water running through here at one point. Obviously this is, you find shells, you find fossils, so we know that from history this is underwater for a long period of time. So I want to know, sometimes what am I looking at? What type of rock is it? I know we have a lot of limestone up here, but I get a lot of rocks that are different, that aren't made of that, or that have those little streaky type patterns in them, and that it almost looks like some kind of hardened clay or something like that, which very well may not be, because again, not the expert here. So we have a lot of pieces that look like this, to where, what types, I'm not a geology major, I want to know what types of different rocks these are, made of different sediment and things like that. Obviously that was just a piece of something or other. There's just a lot of little features and stuff up here that are puzzling to me, and I always get kind of caught in between not wanting to bring people up here and not wanting it destroyed, and also reaching out to people that are like-minded and trustworthy. And we live in such a world today that it's hard to sometimes decipher that, just from, if you hadn't known somebody for 50 years, and even if you have known them for 50 years, sometimes do you really know them? I'm gonna take a look-see at the trail cam. Probably gonna be a lot of me and my butt. But let's see. I think I'm just gonna take this down, have my husband look at it. Put it on the computer. I really wanted to see I was like, what else is coming up here, wildlife wise? Because I'm generally always up here by myself. I'm also going to work on learning how to edit some stuff. I'm sure that it's really frustrating to have to deal with my shake, especially as I'm sitting here talking, rambling, and it's shaking and this, that, and the other. For the most part, I get that most people don't care. You're here to look at the stuff, and that's about it. So I'm about to head back to the house. Thank you very much for joining me and hanging out this morning. Like I said, it was a beautiful morning. If you're not outside, do your best to. It's Alabama in August, so if you don't get out, obviously at 6 o'clock in the morning, it's pretty miserable. I'm gonna go back and get some water and get some breakfast and all that kind of good stuff. And thank you very much.